Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. Uh, I'm gonna be driving through the city of Whiteland, Indiana, as well as New Whiteland, Indiana. On this video, I mixed the two cities together. To be completely honest with you, people, New Whiteland, Indiana is a little larger in population than I thought it was. I thought New Whiteland was smaller than Whiteland, but New Whiteland is actually a little bigger than Whiteland, as you guys will find out a little later in the video. I didn't even know New Whiteland, Indiana even existed until I drove down 31 here, and then eventually I ran into New Whiteland, and I decided to go ahead and drive through and see what that area was about. So the two cities are mixed in together, and so hopefully you guys enjoy the video. And for those of you that are thinking about moving to Indiana, hopefully you can get something out of this video. So basically, this region of Indiana that I'm in right now is going towards southern Indiana. Now, one more thing. Now, for the first 45 minutes and 45 seconds of this video, I basically drive through Whiteland as well as New Whiteland, Indiana. I mix the two areas together. Now for the last 23 minutes and 21 seconds, I strictly stay in Whiteland, Indiana. So if you only are interested in Whiteland, Indiana, then the last 23 minutes and 21 seconds of the video will be for you. If you want to see everything, which, I would appreciate if you saw everything, just for the sake of my channel just for the sake of videos like this, getting more views and my channel growing and me getting paid more money, I would appreciate it. But I also understand that everyone's got things to do. Everyone's time is precious. So Whiteland, Indiana exclusively is going to be the last 23 minutes and 21 seconds. Whiteland / New Whiteland will be the first 45 minutes and 45 seconds. Now, I will tell you that the area that you guys are going to look at first will be Whiteland, and then after that, I'm going to do some New Whiteland, and then I'll be back in Whiteland. That's basically will be how this video is going to go. So Whiteland, Indiana, Whiteland / New Whiteland, Indiana, the two communities are located in Johnson County, about 20 miles south of Indianapolis. Now Whiteland, Whiteland is right off of Interstate 65. So I'm going to talk about Whiteland, and then I'm going to move over, and I'm going to talk about New Whiteland. So Whiteland, Indiana is located 20 minutes south of Indianapolis off of Interstate 65 in Johnson County. The population is currently sitting at 4,599 people. And the population, as of the 2020 census. Now, back during the 2010 census, the population was 4,169 people. Now, from 2010 to 2020, the population grew 10.3%. From 2000 to 2010, the population grew 5.3%. Now, if you're looking to live here, your median rent prices are going to be from $970 to $2,110. The median home price is going to be $236,000. Now, there are houses for sale under that price. The lowest price that you can get in on will be $154,000. And Whiteland, Indiana was incorporated in 1886. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about New Whiteland, Indiana. I'm just going to give you the bare bone basics. And then I'm going to go back and we're going to talk about what other people say about these two communities. So, for New Whiteland, Indiana, the population is going to be 5,550 people. And the population has experienced a 1.4% growth as of the 2020 census. Now, back in 2010, the population has experienced a 19.5% growth, and the population at that time was 5,472 people. Now, the median rent price right now is $970 to $2,110. The median rent prices are basically the same in New Whiteland as they are in Whiteland. The median home price, however, is $197,000. It's a tad bit cheaper than Whiteland. Now, New Whiteland is a tad bit more diverse than Whiteland. Now the racial demographics of Whiteland is 99.5% white. Now for New Whiteland, the racial demographics are 91% white, 1.8% black, 0.9% Asian, and 3% Hispanic. Now New Whiteland, which later in the video you'll see New Whiteland. Now New Whiteland is basically located off of Route 31, which is north of this city, is north of Whiteland, is right by here. And New Whiteland was incorporated in 1954. So basically New Whiteland is going to be located off of Route 31 between Whiteland and Greenwood. Now, if you're in New Whiteland, of course, which is where we're at right now, it's going to be to the south of New Whiteland, as where Greenwood is going to be to the north of New Whiteland. And then, of course, if you keep going down 31 north, you'll eventually, in about 19 miles, end up in Indianapolis. But right now we're still in Whiteland. I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping and giving you guys some super general information about New Whiteland. So that way when I drive into New Whiteland, you at least have an idea what you're looking at. Oh, New Whiteland wasn't incorporated into a city until 1954. Okay, now here are some reviews off of Niche for Whiteland, which is where we're currently at. Now there's 28 reviews. I'm not reading all 28 of them. Now, let me break it down. 8 people say that Whiteland is excellent. Now, this is off of a 5-star review. This is out of 5 stars. Excellent being 5 stars. Terrible being 1. And poor being 2. So, 8 people gave this community a 5-star rating. 11 people rated this community very good. 7 people rated this community average, which is 3 stars. 1 person rated this community poor, and 1 person rated this community terrible. So We're going to start from the top, which is excellent, 5 stars, and then I'm going to go down the line. This is for Whiteland. Okay, now the first one that I'm going to read was dated back in January of 2020. So this review is almost 4 years old. It's a really good, safe place to live and raise a family. I enjoy where I live and do not plan to move. Now the next one, also a 5-star. This is from August of 2019. Whiteland doesn't have too much going on from what I've experienced, but it's in between Greenwood and Franklin, so it's not too far of a drive to get to where you're going. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention is how close it is to Franklin. And I got a video of Franklin. I haven't uploaded it yet, so be looking for that video. But it's not far from Franklin, so, you know, I mean, I guess I'll do a little spoiler alert. Now, Franklin, Indiana is a college community. So if you got kids, you got teenagers, you're looking for a good place for them to go to school, and you're looking at the Franklin, Indiana College, this would be a good place to live if you're wanting to send your kid off to Franklin College. Okay, back to the reviews. I'm gonna go ahead and read one more review here. 5 stars. And this one was from April of 2019. Whiteland is a small town in Johnson County, Indiana, with friendly, loyal residents. As you walk through town on a spring day, you will find people playing on the playground at the local elementary school, playing baseball behind the high school, or mowing their grass. After living there for more than 50 years, my parents know just about everyone in town. Residents of Whiteland care for one another and are often lending a hand to help others. I was raised in this small town, and even though I thought it was annoying as a young teen that everyone knew everything about each other, I grew up realizing that I had an extended support system. Whiteland residents look out for one another, pray for each other, and remain friends through tough times. I would recommend a small town living to everyone. And now, kind of like what I told you guys before about Indiana. Now, Indiana, of course, is not perfect, and Indiana does have its flaws like any other state in the union because we're all human beings. But one thing which I personally like about Indiana is, I mean, rather it be here in Whiteland or it be in many other Indiana small towns, my personal experience in living in small town Indiana has also been, for the most part, you know, people are relatively friendly and helpful and welcoming to outsiders. And although Indiana does have a history of racism and bigotry, and although Indiana is also sprinkled with former sundown towns, which I have talked about on this video, I will also say that from my personal experience living in Indiana, I have not had any issues with anybody treating me a certain way due to my race. Now, remind you, I am not a native of Indiana. I'm actually a native of Elyria, Ohio, which is a half hour west of Cleveland. Now, when I first came, I didn't move to Indiana until 2010. And even when I moved into Indianapolis, people were nice, people were welcoming, and I felt welcomed here in Indiana from day one, to be completely honest. All the issues that you hear about going on in Indianapolis, which is a shame. I will say, even when I lived in Indianapolis, people were nice. They're welcoming to me. And when I decided to leave the city and move to small town Indiana, again, for the most part, people were nice. People were welcoming to me. Anytime I needed to borrow a yard tool or I needed to borrow anything for whatever reason, I always had neighbors that were helpful and they lent me what I needed to borrow. Even if I had a vehicle that broke down and I needed it to get a ride to the repair shop to pick up the vehicle when they had it done, I always had neighbors that were nice enough to take time out of their busy schedule and drive me to the local repair shop. So, from my experience, people here in Indiana, especially in a lot of these smaller communities, have been very nice to me. And remind you, the majority of these smaller towns in Indiana are predominantly white. But still, I have not experienced anybody treat me a certain way due to me being black. Now, there's other people that at some point or another on another platform, they may have expressed negative experiences in Indiana due to their race. But for me personally, I have been fortunate enough to not have been through any of that. I have been fortunate enough to where people have been nice, they've been welcoming, helpful, all that good stuff. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick. That Whiteland, Indiana is not the only small town where people are going to be the way that this commenter described. There's a lot of other small towns in Indiana, or small cities here in Indiana, where you'll experience a very similar environment. Okay, let's keep going. Now, okay, I'm gonna read maybe 2 or 3 4-star reviews. 4-star means very good. Now, this first review was from 9 months ago. I attended Whiteland Community High School, and they offer some really good classes and teachers. The school spirit is nice, and the community is very friendly. Anyone that is unsure about WCHS should reconsider. If you enjoy the country life but don't want to be too far from amenities, Whiteland is a town for you. Now, for me personally, Whiteland is not country. For me, Whiteland is more to me, Whiteland has more of a suburban feel. Suburban / small town. I wouldn't say country, but I guess that's objective. Okay, another 4-star review. This one is from August of 2020. I like that Whiteland is a very close-knit community and that lots of people that live there are very friendly and open. I would like to see change in how they promote healthy living, as there aren't many healthy eating options near or around Whiteland. Okay. Well, I get what that person's saying, and they do have a point. But then again, as far as it goes with healthy eating, you can always go to the grocery store and buy healthy food and cook your own meals. I'm gonna read one more 4-star comment. This is up from July of 2020. I personally love Whiteland. It is a nice small town with lots of great people and great activities. We have been recently improving and building on our community by creating new neighborhoods, increasing railroad safety, fixing roads. There are all very important aspects of our community. If you are considering moving to Whiteland or have your children attend the school, do it. My parents moved my family and I when I turned 11, and I love it. And I love it there. Here. There are so many great opportunities that are available, and I have made lifelong friends. Alrighty, I'm gonna move down to the average 3-star reviews. I'm gonna read maybe 2 or 3 of them. The first one is from August of 2020. It's a small little town, but has great restaurants, a high school, and elementary school. It has gas stations, of course, not much for shopping, but to get the necessities. Okay, now the second one is from March. This one is a little older. It's from 2015. The police and fire department are very quick about responding and make it their job to watch over their neighbors. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna keep on moving because the next one ain't really. Let's see. No, well, I'm gonna go one more. This one is older. It's from March of 2015. 3 stars. We got very harsh winters along with very hot summers. We get some drought periods, but not as bad as other places. For the most part, we have good weather, but public officials make sure people know what to do in emergencies. And this individual, well, I guess when he says harsh winters, that could be objective. Now, if you're moving here to Indiana and you're coming from the South or you're coming from the West Coast, where your winters are going to typically be milder, you're not going to have as much snow, your temperatures are going to be warmer, and you move here to Indiana, then yeah, you might consider the winters here in Indiana harsh. But if you're moving here from, let's say, Minnesota or the Dakotas, you're going to look at the winters here and laugh. You're going to think the winters here are a complete joke. You're going to, harsh winters? You're going to think it's a joke up here if you're coming from Minnesota or the Dakotas. So I guess when he says harsh winters, that could be objective. Alright, let's keep moving down the line. Okay, this is an older comment from April of 2015. This person gave this community a 2-star rating. 2 stars equals poor. Now, this is from 2015, so bear that in mind as I read this. Mainly just a busy road. Beautiful wildlife is found over an hour away, out of reach. Okay, well, this individual wasn't really, he didn't really elaborate on why he gave this community his 2-star rating. I mean, for starters, if you're looking to live somewhere where you have easy and close access to wildlife, it's probably not going to be a good idea to move to a suburb. He probably should have moved somewhere out in the sticks. I'm just saying. Okay, one person gave this a 1-star rating. It's April 2015. Have had things stolen from my card and mailbox. Okay, that's a bummer. But again, they didn't really elaborate on why this place got 1-star rating. It's a bummer to have stuff stolen from your mailbox and things like that. But did it happen one time? Did it happen multiple times? Did it happen here and what? How many times did it happen? But okay, this person was obviously frustrated, understandably so. So we'll leave it at that. And now I'm gonna go to New Whiteland reviews. Give me a second here. And I believe as I speak right now, we're driving through New Whiteland. I'm going to be honest with you people, I didn't pay close attention because I was busy reading off comments as the video was playing. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the area I'm driving through right now is New Whiteland. Like I told you guys, the two communities are right by each other. So let me bring up those reviews. Okay, the total of 11 reviews for New Whiteland. 4 people rated the community excellent. 6 people rated the community very good. 1 person rated the community average. Nobody rated the community poor or terrible. So for New Whiteland, the first 5-star rating I'm going to read. This is from 2019. It is a very close commute. It is a very close community, and we are continuing to grow and become a better community. There is a lot of community service that go on, and we try to help out our community with whatever is possible. Now the next one I'm going to read, which is also 5 stars. This is from March of 2019. New Whiteland is a small community where you can feel safe and live an enjoyable life. It is a small town with many nice residents. You can have the small town feel and still be close to many amenities. The drive to Indianapolis is only about 20 miles away. Many people that grew up here chose to raise their families here. Okay, I'm gonna move down, read some average reviews. Now the first review that's average, 4 stars. This is from March of 2020. I love New Whiteland. It's such a sweet town with cute suburban houses in a school district. There aren't many businesses, but it's an easy 30-minute drive to Indianapolis and a quick 15-minute or less drive to Franklin or Greenwood. It is a very safe area. Here's another 4-star rating. November of 2016, so it's a little older. New Whiteland is a nice place to go to school and raise your kids. It's a pretty well-kept area that hasn't been ran down by the occupants that live here. So your quality of living is a high standard one. One bad thing about living here, though, is there really isn't too much to do to keep you busy and doing things outside for entertainment. So my suggestion would be to work. Cost of living, I would say, is average, because for the same amount it costs some to rent a 2-bedroom apartment, you could be living in a 2-room house out here. Okay, one person gave this an average, a 3-star rating. This review is from October of 2017. The area is just okay. Not a lot in New Whiteland besides homes. More things available in Whiteland. There is a nice hair salon here. Okay. Alright, folks. And I'm going to give my 2 cents about the Whiteland / New Whiteland area. Whether you end up living in Whiteland or you end up living in New Whiteland, which is right by Whiteland, in my humble opinion, I don't think you can go wrong in either community. I mean, I personally find both the communities to be equally as nice, they're equally as safe. And I would say when it comes to housing prices, there's not a whole lot of difference between the two. Now, Whiteland is a little bit more expensive because you have a few more businesses in Whiteland. But even if you move to New Whiteland, New Whiteland will put you right by Greenwood, so you can always drive next door into Greenwood for all your needs. So I would say whether you move to Whiteland or New Whiteland, you're not going to be disappointed. I think both the communities are nice. They're both convenient to larger communities that have more amenities. And you're very close to Indianapolis. And you're not far from Interstate 65. Alright, folks, I hope you got something out of this video. Hope you got something out of my commentary. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video. And consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up while you're at it. Now, this video is a little longer than I've anticipated it to be, because I put Whiteland and New Whiteland together. So if you can't watch all of this video in one sitting, watch what you can watch and then come back and watch the rest of it. I mean, that's the best I can tell you. I just thought it would be better for me to just do all this in one video as opposed to breaking it up. So again, hopefully you guys got something out of the commentary. So enjoy the rest of the video. On that note, stay blessed, and I will catch you guys on the next one. you